This is News 5 at 11.
Hands behind your back. You get tased. Roll over on your stomach. On your stomach.
Body camera video showing another controversial arrest of an unarmed black man, this time in Garfield Heights. The man arrested is now suing the city and its police department for excessive use of force. Kente Settle's attorneys tell us he was trying to get medication for his bipolar and schizophrenia disorders at a pharmacy back in January. Instead, he ended up in handcuffs. Our 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis spoke with the police chief. He's defending those officers' actions.
Rob, Kente Settles was charged with felonious assault on a police officer, resisting arrest and disorderly conduct, and put in jail on a $250,000 bond 5 months ago. But last week, when Cuyahoga County Prosecutor Michael O'Malley saw the police body cam, he dropped the charges and released him from jail.
Come here. Come here.
January 23rd, police confronted 28-year-old Kente Settles while he was walking along Turney Road. Police were called to the scene after a driver at this Garfield CVS reported Settles allegedly caused a disturbance as they waited for drive-through prescriptions minutes earlier. It was then that Officer Michael Malik approached him.
You're being detained. What's going on? Listen, why didn't you stop when I asked you to?
Police body cam video indicates officers didn't ask Settles any questions about who he is, where he was going, or tell him why he was being detained. Instead, officers had Settles' hands up on their police cruiser and patted him down. It was then, attorneys say, they tried to handcuff Settles with no explanation, and that's when he started resisting.
Hands behind your back. You get tased.
Officer Robert Pitts can be seen tasing Settles, and body cam video shows him repeatedly hitting Settles with a closed fist. The officers can be heard mocking and swearing at Settles after he was handcuffed and no longer resisting.
Another unfortunate example of police brutality against members of our community.
And now this lawsuit filed against the city of Garfield Heights and the Garfield Heights Police Department for excessive use of force.
Rather than yell and bark orders at Kente and pull him to the front of a police car without explanation, they could have approached him calmly, talked to him like a human being, and said, "Hey, how's it going? What's going on? Everything okay?"
Look, if somebody came in, another agency wanted to come in, I think they're going to find the same thing we did.
Garfield Heights Police Chief Robert Byrne welcomed an independent investigation of the arrest and believes his officers only used force once Settles started resisting. Chief Byrne agreed officers swearing and mocking Settles at the scene was wrong. And when asked why officers didn't take more time to question Settles before detaining him,
you know, that's a good question. It's a valid question.
Chief Byrne said there was no way his officers could know Settles suffers from bipolar and schizophrenia disorders, and that officers were on high alert when approaching Settles because of a report of an armed robbery at that CVS an hour and a half earlier.
If people push back or if people don't cooperate, I don't think our citizens just want us to walk away. They want us to do our job, and that's what we did that night.
Again, prosecutors dismissed all charges against Settles and said the case would be represented to a grand jury at a later date. I'm 5 on Your Side investigator Joe Paganakis.